We're at Zwartkops for the final round of Extreme Festival, and it's now time to wrap things up here. A little bit of track maintenance after a big crash earlier on in the day. Heading into the autObarn Superhatch, expect big action with 34 cars on the grid. Garland looking to take Class A. Louis Scholz looking to wrap things up in terms of the overall championship, but there's still Class B and C also to be sorted here today. As they come to the line, we've also got the invitational category coming to join us as well, with a couple of the Volkswagen Motorsport mechanics being thrown into those Volkswagen Polos. That's going to be something to watch out for at the back of the field. Thumbs up for most of the drivers as we get to go into the final two races of the season. And as I said, Garland and DeToy going at it. It's Dan Hauser on pole. He gets a good drop off the line. It's Carl Stoltz in that little Toyota heading down into turn one. Looks like he actually might have outgunned and Andre Danhauser as they went through into turn one. And has that Pretoria Noord Toyota taken the whole shot? Yes, it has. Down into turn two, Danhauser under threat there from Garland, DeToy. And in the background, was it Rainer van Heerden? I think went a little bit wide there and comes back on track a bit further back than where he started.
Look out for Nick Martin as well, the number one car. He'll be losing that number one plate regardless of what happens here today. But he'll want to go out with a big bang. But out front, it is the two championship protagonists. Of course, Garland needs to do everything he can to get ahead of the local man, very much local man, Jonathan DeToy in the Trans-Africa racing car.
In fact, it was Matt Cohen who went a little bit hayward there. Hot Wheels, as we like to call him, coming through into turn number one, but he managed to get back up on track. There you can see the two Hondas already applying the pressure there on Stoltz. Carl Stoltz is just developing that brand new Pretoria Noord Toyota machine. And we're going to see that little Etios get some big pace like we saw previously from, of course, Sean Smith in the second of those Toyotas coming out of Pretoria Noord. That, of course, being the Runex. But it's two Hondas now out front, and the battle for Class A resumes.
On board here now with Voteros going into the final turn. You can see cars just scattered all over the track, using a little bit more of the track than they would want to. Good little move there. Problems there with car 64, Malspur. You can see didn't get the drive, had to roll off, and that allowed him to make the move up ahead of him. There comes a little Toyota car, trying to hang on to the coattails there of the two Hondas out front, but they're just starting to extend that lead. But watch out for that man, Louis Stoltz. He's in 7th place at the moment. He's looking for that overall championship title.
Now further back, it looks like Michael Ohlers has taken the lead there ahead of Dean Jeffrey and Wes Rautenbach. Right at the back, though, Stephen Green from Rob Green Motorsports. Clearly, he knows how to prep cars as opposed to drive them.
Yeah, he's doing a brilliant job as we got a change up at the top of the hill. Yeah, Garland on the inside there, trying to make a move. Here comes Jonathan DeToy. He puts his Civic now at the front of this field. So it's car 33 ahead now of car 4. Brett Garland runs a little bit wide there. Garland trying to hold that apex, the tight line. He'll have the opportunity now to get the drive and line up a move on the inside into the final turn. He's going to try and do it. Not going to be close enough. He'll just want to sit there now. No, he's got a couple of laps just to suss out Jonathan DeToy, see where his strong points and weaknesses are, and going into the final stage is going to have to make that move stick.
Side by side is that. Zane van Zyl going at it with Wouter Roos. The lovers tiff just behind that, of course, with Mel Spur trying to get back at Wouter and show him the way around. But van Zyl putting the Strata mining machine into a little bit of a difficult situation. They come through and they're diving on the inside of the Audi. So a little bit of changing up and a little bit of maneuvering to happen there, but eventually gets through there. There we go, a bit further up there. That's Louis Scholz. Remember, he's looking to wrap up the overall championship here in the autObarn Superhatch.
Yeah, I don't know if he really wants to be mixing it up the way he is at the moment, but not holding anything back. The best way to pick up that number one plate is by just going flat out, and that's exactly what Stoltz is doing. Oh, we got problems a little bit further back. That's Chris Davidson out to Colonel Custard, unfortunately, on the sidelines there. It's a good little battle going on. I just saw at the corner of my eye for Class C. Robert Stoltz, Almira van Eck, and Rudy Krutstrom doing a good little battle there. Matt Cohen recovering now after the early little bit of bumping and barging that he had with Rainer van Heerden.
Yeah, a nice little maneuver up here as well from Wouter. Wouter closing in for a potential win in Class B. But remember, Louis is a difficult man to beat. The flag is about to come out. Watch out for the two Hondas. It's the Trans-Africa Racing Honda Civic there going to come through to take the first victory. Means that the championship is going to just stay open for one more race. But the autObarn car there in second place means that possibly Garland's got one hand on the trophy. The man wrapping up the championship, though, is going to be Louis Scholz in that car care clinic machine, taking the win and the overall championship ahead there of course, Wouter Roos and Zane van Zyl.
Class C drivers there look like they're coming out of the final turn now to the line. It will be Robert Stoltz in car 43 that'll pick up the win just ahead of Almira van Eck. But there is the overall classification then. Jonathan DeToy ahead of Brett Garland. In Class B, your new overall champion, Louis Scholz, ahead of Wouter Roos. And in Class C, it was all about Robert Stoltz. Let's catch up then with your overall champion. It's Louis Scholz.
After a hard season, again, I want to thank Superhatch, the family here, the greatness, the teamwork, everybody that's involved from a car care clinic point of view, the sponsors, Gary Gordon. I want to definitely just thank Bongani, my mechanic, for all the great work he's done. And thank you very much to all the supporters and fans. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you.
So we go straight into race number 2 now. The championship is all wrapped up. We've still got to sort out Class A, and we've still got to sort out Class C. Let's keep an eye on what's going to happen there as all these guys and girls are ready to go to battle for the final time here of 2018. autObarn signing up for 2019 as well, so a big welcome back to them for the next season as they get underway down towards turn 1. It's a good start on the inside from Stoltz. He hangs on and just goes through the head of Nick Martin. Nick Martin not in baby blue after some issues there. He's in a borrowed car there, and the Peugeot is not quite the same machinery as what he's used to, but he still goes at it and goes side by side into turn number 2.
And the rest of the field come through. Votarus with a good start. Your new champion, Louis Skoltz, right up there. Raish Asmal with a much better start, as with Andre De Lange. As we go on board here now with the Monster Man, it's Rainer van Heerden. You can see just shifting through the gears. It'll be flat taps through this right-hander heading into turn 4.
Give everything she's got in 4th gear. See the Toyota getting away from the rest of the field there. A little bit of a maneuver there from Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott trying to just fend off the attack coming from the Honda. But we know how good that Honda is, particularly with Jonathan du Toit behind the wheel. He's already up into 3rd place. Stoltz leads out at Pretoria Toyota, doing a super job. And Garland right on his tail. Now you can see 3rd place. There it is, justified and made through by Jonathan du Toit. Getting through on Tyler. Tyler now trying to come back at him.
Melspur with a good start up inside the top 10, and in Class C it's still Almira van Eck with a good battle there with Robert Stoltz, so watch out for that little battle going on. A little bit further back here is our Class C drivers, but right on the back end of some of our Class B, so we've got a good turn of pace from our C's and B drivers, also right in the mix with Class A as we go to the front end of the field here. Look at this battle, bumping and barging there. You can see the Monster Man, Rainer van Heerden, just a little bit further up as they come steaming through turn number 1 now, hard on the anchors for turn number 2 as we count down the laps of the final race of the season. Oh, getting it all kinds of wrong there, locking it up. That was brilliant driving there from car 32, Zane van Zyl. We've got a couple of cars running off circuit now. We're going to have to wait and see. You can hear the tires just squealing all over the circuit. So drivers in the final time.
Big fire.
That's a monster on fire.
Yeah, Rainer van Heerden pulls off the sideline and climbs up the car as quickly as he can. There's a big flame out of that car. That's a big concern. Diving out, and look, his feet are on fire. Well, that's a monster effort there from him to get out of the car, but Rainer van Heerden getting a big fright there, and as always, Zwartkops marshals, now assisted by the Kyalami marshals, all diving in to ensure the car gets put out and out of harm's way.
There we go, we got the onboard shot now. Is it too early to say that Rainer van Heerden is on fire here at Zwartkops Raceway? I think it is. Look at that. Brilliant job to get the seatbelt off, and I've never seen a man climb out of a car so fast than Rainer van Heerden.
Yeah, you can call him Hot Wheels from now on, because that's definitely not the one. Or Hot Heels maybe is a better way to do it. Right, restart, and down towards turn 1 they go. It's Compendium Insurance for the final time, and this time it's the 2 Hondas. And they had to readjust that grid ever so slightly, but you can see that Pretoria Toyota of Stoltz on the back end of the 2 Honda Civics as they head down into turn 2. Tyler Scott all over the back of them. Nick Martin diving on the inside, and around the outside in the Audi, Andre De Lange. The Roofshaw Audi slowly but surely being developed into a car that could potentially be a threat next season.
Another good start there from Zane van Zyl, Melspur as well, but it is the 2 Civics out front now, so pity about that, because part 1 we saw the Toyota right up there, as was Tyler Scott, but now it's changed up again. This is that battle that was going on, raging in the mid-pack. Andre De Lange right in there, Donovan Leroux, and of course Andre Danhauser, Flores Stop 4th, and Ishmael Beloy. But at the top of the hill we got a change up. Brett Garland on the inside. He's going to try and pick up the final win for the year, and of course Class A Championship. But brilliant stuff from du Toit. Just kept that floor flat down and flat taps, and he holds that lead. Coming into the final turn, you can see them choosing their lanes, but it is Jonathan du Toit holding that inside line.
Can you believe that action between the 2 Hondas? They were side by side for a long time. Tyler Scott's up to 3rd now. Nick Martin starting to come through. Then you can see your new champion on their tail. A bit of a battle there. You can see Rice Asmal with a massive improvement, looking for an opportunity to beat out the new champion and Zane van Zyl. Oh, and as they come down into turn 2, there's a little who's the champion tap coming out of Garland. Oh, very tight stuff there. You can see the Class B battle continuing. Zane van Zyl fending off Rice Asmal. And I don't know if there's going to be any answer to Louis Skoltz. Louis Skoltz's car is literally on rails around here.
Melspur on the inside, taking a different kind of line there was Melspur, and she's in that battle for the top 10, so she's going to have to recover and try and hold that down. We've got a couple of drivers just going off track there, turn number 2. It is late in the day. Track temperature is down a little bit, so struggling for traction. Jonathan du Toit, there are no such problems. He picks up the win, but Brett Garland comes across in 2nd place, and your new Class A winner. This is Class B. It's going to be Votarus just ahead of your new champion, Louis Skoltz. And in Class C, we look a little bit further back. Brilliant drive. Almira van Eck just ahead of Robert Stoltz.
Yeah, Robert Stoltz just losing out there. Van Eck just coming across the line, just out of shot, but a super run from him nonetheless. Confirmation of Class A, du Toit, Garland and Scott. Class B, it's Ruus, Skoltz and Rice Asmal. And what a run there from Van Eck to beat out Robert Stoltz. And your new world champion in the polos, Stephen Green.
Was fantastic.
Best thing
First time ever.
Ever.
And coming back. 5 of us are coming back, boys.
Need all the help he can get, and he's still gonna do it. Yeah, the laptop, there's some more pluses.
Yeah, we need to add some more in, right?
What a way to finish off the season. Thrills and spills at Zwartkops. We'll be back here in 2019 to bring you more Extreme Festival action. It all starts at the Passion for Speed Festival on the 1st of February. All this Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Car Care Clinic, Bridgestone Tires, autObarn, Hankook Tires, and associated alterations.